you haven't lived until you've tipped ramen with a vertibird. Now that's a challenge.
I'm occupied at the moment. We'll speak later. Remarkable work, Knight. The signal interceptor appears to be complete. Are you ready to put it to the test?
Absolutely. I'm ready to go.
Your confidence is an inspiration to us all. That being said, this is the first time we've attempted to directly adapt Institute technology. When we throw that switch, we don't know exactly what's gonna happen. God willing, you'll end up inside the Institute.
Nothing's gonna stop me. When I'm so...
Eager to get inside, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want you to listen very carefully. Once you've entered the Institute, we expect to lose contact. So it's imperative you remember everything I'm about to tell you. About 10 years ago, the Brotherhood began recruiting civilian scientists from the capital wasteland to assist with various projects. During this process, we were able to obtain the services of Dr. Madison Lee, a noted mind in the field of nuclear engineering.
How did the Brotherhood...
She was part of a civilian project in the capital wasteland that the Brotherhood appropriated. It wasn't difficult to convince her to stay. That said, Dr. Lee's contributions to our cause...
Right.
After some time, she developed differences with the Brotherhood and exiled herself to the Commonwealth. We're fairly certain that her intent was to make contact with the Institute.
What sort of difference?
Although she was working with the Brotherhood of Steel, she never formally joined as a scribe.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I think she assumed we would just walk away from it all. She was wrong. Your mission is simple. Once you're inside the Institute, we want you to track down Doc. If you find out that she's still alive, make contact with her. There's a special project we're working on, and it needs her attention.
I want to know what to do if she refuses.
Nothing that would provoke a hostile response. If she refuses, you're not to press them. Remember, infiltration of the Institute is... Listen to me, Knight. I'm well aware that you're risking your life going into the Institute blind. Just keep your mind on the mission. And don't let anything they say sway you from your duty. Good luck.
I've checked and rechecked everything. I think the signal interceptor's ready to go. Are you?
Shouldn't we test?
Not with a single frequency code. The second you arrive and the Institute figures out which signal we hijacked, they'll change the code, and we're locked out. This is a one-shot deal. So what do you say? You ready to give it a try?
I have some things to do first.
Yeah. I wouldn't be eager to jump.
You have your assignment, sir. Move. Move out.
I'd gladly lay down my life if it keeps humanity from reaching.
Attention all Brotherhood soldiers. If you have not yet received your Squire mentorship assignment, please come see me on the bridge. Repeat, if you have not received your mentorship assignment, please report to the bridge. That is all.
Firing. Everything holding together?
Trust me, you'd know.
Good.
Don't worry.
Firing.
You'll get used to sleeping comfortably underneath massive containers of flammable gas.
You didn't scuttle the ship. Thanks, Initiate.
Sure. Anytime.
Joining our cause was the wisest decision of your life, sister.
It sounds like we owe you our gratitude for wiping out those monsters at Fort Strong. Now, did you have any documents for me? Or perhaps you were interested in aiding a research patrol?
I found some technical documents.
Splendid. I'll put them to use right away. Here are the caps that I promised. Remember, the Commonwealth is an almost unlimited source for these technical documents. Check every building you explore during your patrols very carefully, and you might...
No matter how many battles we win, there's always another fight ahead of us.
Lucky to have her in our arsenal.
Keep your hands away from those vertibird prop plates, unless you want them to spread off.
turbines at 87.
Attention! Any soldiers who have not yet received a field assignment from Proctor Tegan should speak to him at once. That is all.
Soldier?
Damn ferals. Radiation has a twisted sense of humor.
If Dumb and Ugly had a child, it'd be a super mutant.
Time to suit up. There's a wealth of technology just waiting to be discovered out there.
Knight.
You're an inspiration to us all, Knight. Do us proud.
I've checked and rechecked everything. I think the signal interceptor's ready to go. Are you?
Let's do this.
All right. Head up onto the platform and we'll see if I can find a signal to...
Dr. Lee is a
Pull
valuable
yourself
asset.
together and get up onto
If
that
any harm
platform.
comes to her, I'm holding you personally responsible.
Let's see. Relays dialed in. Beam emitters warmed up. Everything looks green. Let me start scanning for the signal. Cross your fingers. I'm inputting the code now. Wow, there's a heck of a lot of interference and ghosting.
Refrain
it's
from
gonna take a
opening
minute
fire
or two to
inside
lock
the
in.
Institute.
By the way,
could
this little
jeopardize our
trip
entire
you're
mission.
taking is a heck of an opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. I put a clever little program on this holotape that'll scan their network and download anything it finds. If you place it in any terminal down there, it'll do the rest. Bring it back to me and I'll see if I can make sense of whatever it found.
Dr. Lee
Well,
is a valuable asset.
looks like we
If
have
any harm
a
comes to
winner.
I'm
RF
holding
wave
you
capture
personally
complete. Ramping the emitter. 60%, 80%. Emitter's spiking but steady. All that's left is to throw the transmit switch. Transmitting in 3, 2, 1. Stay safe, soldier.
Hello. I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here.
Jammed.
I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Useless.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Oh my god.
Who are you?
Sean, it's...
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Sean, Daddy's gone, but I'm here. Mommy's here now.
What's going on? Father? Father!
Shh.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Who is Father?
Father? Father, help me! She's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Father.
Father is my unofficial title. It's what I've come to mean to the people of the Institute. Just as you are a parent.
I'll make this very simple. Where is my son?
He's here, in the Institute. Closer than you think. But I need you to realize that this situation is full. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
How is that even...
I know this is in the vault. You had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10... Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am. Raised by the Institute, and now it's
But why? Why take a child?
Ah, now that's the question. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being, walking.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens. That's why they took...
In a manner of speaking. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was... Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted.
Sure.
Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above. Members of the Institute had been... But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. an infant, frozen in time. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The sin.
And you've...
I have. Yes. I know you must have questions. Please.
Kellogg.
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things.
You knew the man was a psychopath?
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him on a short leash kept the collateral damage to a minimum. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond. He never failed the Institute, but I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. What else can I say to eat?
So, you're in charge,
I am the acting... the Institute.
right? Doesn't matter what they think.